Hi and welcome to Whisky Shared. You're watching my review of Old Pulteney Coastal Series Port. I'm Toby and you're watching Whisky Shared. Welcome to my review of Old Pulteney Coastal Series Port. This is a Scotch whisky from the Pulteney Distillery in Wick, and it's just south of John O'Groats. This particular whisky comes from a distillery which dates back to 1826 and is known as the Maritime Malt. I got this whisky as part of my Somerton subscription, which I pay £50 for every 2 months, and this particular whisky retails at £76. It's aged in ruby port wine casks and is 46% ABV. Shall we find out what it tastes like? On to the whisky. So before I start nosing and tasting, let's have a quick look at the colour. I'd say that is like a rose gold, but it may well be coloured as it doesn't say otherwise on the box. Let's start with the nose. Right, so this is really nice to start with. Nice and fruity. I'm getting some sweetness like vanilla. I'm getting like orange peel. There's like sultanas. I'm getting strawberries. I'm getting cherries. Really is fruity indeed. And I'm also getting a hint of honey. Let's move on to the palate. Yeah, so the first thing I get with this on the palate is lots of orange. It reminds me of marmalade. There's that sweet vanilla like I picked up on the nose. And then, just like the nose again, I'm getting cherries. The fruit notes are really nice on this. Let's have another sip. Yeah, so the more this sits on the palate, the more that comes through. It's definitely got a nice sort of creamy mouthfeel to it. And with that, it brings some chocolate. Really is nice. I wouldn't say the chocolate's an overly strong note for me, but it is there and it is very nice. There's also some like baking spices. I'm getting hints of cinnamon. And yeah, that really, really adds to those sort of fruity flavours like the sultanas that I'm also getting through now. Really is nice. I'd say this sort of reminds me of a sort of autumn winter dram, but apart from the hottest days of summer, I reckon I could drink this anytime. Let's have one final sip. Yeah, so I'm getting like some heat and some chili pepper, and there's also some barrel spice with this. You can definitely taste the sort of charred oak note that's coming through. There's also a hint of salt. It's mostly noticeable as it starts to linger on the palate. In terms of finish, well, I'd say this is a medium finish. It does sit there for a little time. There's some dry wood. There is also some jam. I'd say like a plum or raspberry jam, that sort of thing. There are a couple of fruits sitting on the palate with this one. In terms of value, well, as I said, I got this from my Somerton subscription, which is £50. And I think this is a really decent dram at £50. Obviously it retails at £76. And for a non-age statement whisky aged in a port cask, I think some people may be turned off by this slightly. Obviously it's part of a series. This is the Coastal series. And you know, whether or not port really floats your boat, I think if you're an Old Pulteney fan, you probably stretch to the £76 without question. But for me, I think the £50 is really good value. I think if it was a little more, maybe 60, I might stretch to that. But if I saw this on the shelf at £76, I'd probably give it a miss, as I'm not too familiar with Old Pulteney themselves. This is only the second bottle from Old Pulteney I've had, and yeah, I'm not really familiar with the brand at this stage. If there's a particular old Pulteney that you think I should try, let me know in the comments. And if you've also tried this particular whisky, please share your thoughts. I'd love to hear what you thought of it. Hopefully you found this interesting, and hopefully I'll see you again soon. Stauncher. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, why not give it a like or a comment, and please consider subscribing for more videos like this.